Hey everyone, McBilly here from Good Vibe Squad, and in this video, I'm going to show you my top 10 quick tips and hacks to look your best in Zoom calls, FaceTime, or really any video calls. Now let's face it, with the recent pandemic, a lot of people has been self-quarantined, staying at home, working from home, and really forced to use online Zoom meetings to continue working. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. So the first one is good lighting. If there's one thing that you want to take out of this whole video, is this: nothing makes a Zoom call better or worse than with lighting. So the best and easy way to think about this is, in your house, what would be the best and most flattering light source for our face? So go ahead, grab your phone, your laptop, and turn on the video, put it on your face, and start walking around the house to start finding the best place to take your calls. Now, as you walk around, you'll start to see how the different lighting affects your face here. And you can even do a 360-degree turn just to see what the difference is and the shadows towards your face. Now, things to avoid is overhead lighting, because this usually will add some shadows under your eyes, under your nose. It's very unflattering. Now, most of the time, the best way to get natural light would be to position yourself at a slight angle towards the window. You don't want to be directly right at the window because you don't want the sun to be directly in your face. Now, if you don't have a window or that won't work for you, the best way to do it is just to grab a lamp. Just grab a small lamp and put it right behind your laptop so that it's illuminating right in front of you. So the other thing you can do is just use your TV as a light source. So what you want to do is open up your TV, open up YouTube, and just search for white screen. And there's going to be a bunch of videos there, and you could use this as a really good light source, and it even balances your whole face because of how big your TV is. For number two, you need good audio. It doesn't really matter how good you look on the video if the other person you're talking to can't understand you. So this doesn't need to be complicated. What I recommend is not to use the built-in microphone in your laptop and just use a regular headphone with a microphone. So right now I use the SM7B professional microphone. Now you don't necessarily need to do this. I would just recommend not using the built-in microphone in your laptop and just going with something like a headset like this. So a headphone with the microphone. This is just the iPhone headset that just comes with it regularly. I like to use this, really good quality. But whatever headphones you have, as long as it has a microphone, should be good enough. So third is having a flattering height and camera angle. So the same way that we're looking for flattering light on our face, we should also need to look for flattering angles. So there's basically three angles that we need to look out for. So basically you have the low angle, eye level, and then high angle. So the rule of thumb is to avoid the low angle at all costs. Basically, what that will do is it's very unflattering because it's going to show that you have a double chin and even show some wrinkles in there and kind of shorten your neck. So you can either use the eye level or slightly above. I personally like to use slightly above the eye level. And what this will do is it's going to kind of give you a little bit more shadows in your chin and elongate your face as well. Because if I'm kind of doing this, elongate your face, and essentially that's going to make you a little bit more thinner, and it's just better and more flattering. Now, if you have a table that's too low, you could also just use a box or a container or even books to kind of prop up your laptop so that you can have it and position it at a slightly higher angle. All right, so number four is framing. So in line with the height and angle, you also want to make sure that you have the right framing of your camera. First of all, you want to center yourself, and you want to have some space slightly right above your head so that you're not cutting yourself out, but you're also leaving enough room, but not too much room right above your head. So you also want to maintain a good distance between you and the camera. You don't want to be too close, or else your face is going to get distorted because the camera of the laptop is wide angle. So you want to just kind of be in the right spot, not too close, but also not too far that you're still able to kind of control and touch your laptop. So number five is being intentional about your background. So the main thing that you want here is you want your background to be neat and tidy. The last thing you want is to hop on a Zoom call with a colleague or a client and have your background just be a mess. Now for myself, I have a bookshelf as my background and I have some paintings just to kind of show my personality. Now for this video, I have the audio panels at the back and have some lighting. Now you don't need to go overboard with this. It doesn't need to be super complex. So the thing that you need to know though is you want to avoid using a blank white background or else that's going to make your videos look flat. Ideally as well, you want to add some type of depth, right? So that meaning there should be a distance between your back and the wall behind you. So as you can see here, I have some distance between me and that. Like I'm not like right there, like this is the wall and like my back is right there. You want to add some type of depth, and that gives you kind of a 3D effect almost that makes you pop out of the screen. Now if you're not able to do any of these, Zoom also has a feature called virtual backgrounds. This will allow you to put an image or a video as your background real time. Now, I don't necessarily recommend this as a long-term solution, but if you are on a pinch, this is super easy. All you need to do is just open up settings, go to Zoom preferences, go to settings, and under settings should be virtual backgrounds. So in the virtual backgrounds, there should be some pre-made images there and videos that you could use as backgrounds. You can choose to be in the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco. There's like forest there. You could also choose the galaxy or like you're out in outer space. So these are really cool and quite handy. Now, if you don't like any of these, you can also upload your own images and videos as your own background. Now, I could use a bookshelf. I could also search another interior design if I wanted to. If you want more of them, you could even just start Googling Zoom backgrounds and you'll be able to find a lot of them and just be able to upload each one and you can start using them. And that should enhance your experience. For number 6, you want to optimize your Zoom settings. Not a lot of people do this, but you want to go into your Zoom settings and make sure your video is set to record in HD or high definition. So just go to your preferences, and under preferences, there should be settings. And under video, you want to make sure that the HD video is in fact checked. There's also a feature there that's called Touch Up My Appearance. And this will essentially, it's kind of like a filter. It's kind of going to kind of smoothen up your skin and your face. And so this is also useful. I personally don't use it, but I know some friends that use it. And it's very helpful that it's going to, especially if you're in a pinch, you can easily turn that on and it's going to smoothen out your face. On to number 7, hair and appearance. Now let's be honest, working from home has a lot of benefits, but sometimes can also make you feel like you kind of forget to take care of yourself. And the last thing you want is oversleeping, waking up late, and then not realizing you have a Zoom call to attend to, and then just going straight to that call without even prepping your appearance. So first, let's just talk about hygiene. You want to make sure that you floss, brush your teeth, just make sure there's nothing in between your teeth, especially if you just had lunch, dinner, or maybe a snack. You also want to trim your nose hair if needed. I try to do that regularly. It just helps. Now, if you're female, this also applies for makeup. I don't personally use makeup, but I was able to borrow my sister's makeup. And the main idea here is you don't want to go crazy. You can just put on some basic concealers and your foundation. And the most important part here is because it is a video call, your eyes and lips are the most noticeable. So you want to just put some mascara or some lipstick or some lip balm, something that makes those pop, and that will make all the difference. Now let's talk about hair. For guys, this is pretty straightforward. You just want to make sure that you fix up your hair so that you look neat and clean. You want to make sure that you don't look like you just got out of bed. It doesn't need to be crazy. You could use wax or any sort of like hair product. I personally like to use hair gel for myself, especially if I want to make it seem like I showered even though I didn't. I should probably delete that. Nah, it's okay. It's the truth. A lot of times if I don't want to fix my hair, I just put on a cap on, fix my hair a little bit, hide some hair, and I'm good to go. Now, if you're female, it's pretty much the same idea. You want to brush your hair, fix up your hair, whether you need to tie it as a ponytail, whatever makes you feel more comfortable and look more presentable. And for number 8, clothing. This works hand in hand with hair and hygiene. Now, let's be honest here. The more you work from home, the less likely you're probably wearing pants. So if you are wearing home clothes, just make sure when you're hopping on Zoom calls to make sure that you change at least your top. You could still wear anything from waist down. However, you want to make sure that you're wearing a little bit more professionally or something presentable as your top. The other thing you want to consider is to be able to wear more fitting clothes. Because if you think about it, through video, your whole body figure doesn't really show. And so what you want to do is show at least some type of figure by wearing more fitting clothes. And now for number 9, make a do not disturb rule. This is so important. I cannot tell you how many times I've been on Zoom calls and my sibling would go inside a room, start talking, and just kind of mess up that whole call. Now, if you have kids, this is even more important. Make sure you talk to your kids, tell them, hey, mommy, daddy's gonna be on a call. This is a very important call. So don't talk to me, don't disturb me, don't go into my room. Make sure they know this and they're aware that you are on a very important meeting so they don't barge in and kind of disturb you on that call. All right, last but not least is eye contact. This is so important. The power of Zoom calls is to be able to make a connection, right? And the power of video is to make that connection and make you feel like we're living in the same room, like we're in the same place, we are face to face and I can communicate to you. And part of that is really eye contact. Now, the biggest problem that most people do is they look at the other person's eyes on the video. So that's not what you want to do. You want to make sure that you're actually looking at your camera lens so that from their end, they're looking at you and seeing you look to their eyes. A big mistake what a lot of people do is they kind of like look at the video, especially if you have a meeting with a lot of people on and you're kind of like looking to the side and you're kind of talking like this to them. It doesn't look good, right? Like I'm not looking at you. So you just want to make sure that you are looking directly at the camera. The other thing is just to kind of minimize distractions. You don't want to go overboard with like hand gestures and just keep your movements to a minimum. Now this might feel a little bit weird in the beginning because I'm not really like looking at you like I'm looking at the camera, but trust me, this is going to make such a big difference because now on their end, they're seeing you look at them directly. And once you get used to this, I promise you, you're going to look your best. And there you have it, guys. If you implement every single one of these tips, or even just some of them, you are going to look so good in all of your Zoom meetings in front of your clients, your friends, your colleagues, your prospects, every single one of them. And if you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and click the subscribe button and click the notification bell so that you get more updates for future videos. And also let me know in the comments below which one has been your favorite tip so far. And also share this with your friends, your families who's working from home or maybe thinking of working from home that can truly benefit from this. And that is it, guys. We'll get through this. You take care. I hope that you have an amazing day. Keep safe, and I will see you in the next video.